What is up, everybody? My name is Bobby. I do music. Today on the board, we've got the Electro-Harmonix OpAmp Big Muff, which is its own class of Big Muff. Most famously used by Smashing Pumpkins on the Siamese Dream album, I think it was. And it was, when I got it, the muff style that I didn't have. I did a video on the GHX Muffaletta, link over here, and that's got its versions of a whole bunch of other classic muffs, but I didn't have an op amp, and I loved the sound of it in videos, so I decided to grab one for myself a couple years ago, and now I'm making a video of it too. Circle of Life. Not Sequenia. So we're going to check it out. Today, same signal chain that we've been using for a while now. This is the Ibanez S320. Into the OpAmp Big Muff, into the Synergy BMAN. Video on that guy over here without the pedal. Sounds like this. Breaking up, but not like dirty, but just enough to give you some hit. Through my Torpedo Live with the same Mesa 4x12 cab on it and just a touch of delay and reverb from the Walrus Mako D1 and R1. So, OpAmp Big Muff. Let's set everything tone and volume to noon, sustain down. And we've also got a tone bypass switch here, and I'll get into that later. But for now, we're going to go through the gain range on this thing. So we'll start with it off. Kicker on. Let's wind up the sustain. So it sounds like a Big Muff with a slightly different character. It is, to my ear, a little bit more mid-forward than a standard muff with the op amps. But I could be lying to myself and just making stuff up. So let's get us back down to like sustain at noon. And we'll go through the tone control. So yeah, it's a big muff with a slightly different character. The tone knob acts the same. We do have the tone bypass switch though, which takes it completely out of the circuit. The knob does nothing, and it lets everything through, which just makes it completely unruly in, depending on your taste, I think, a really pleasing way. So let's toggle that. It's been on the whole time. Let's toggle it off. So yeah, tone knob does nothing, and it lets through a ton of mid-range that the tone circuit otherwise kind of dips out depending on where it's at. And yeah, it gives you a ton of neat options that way. I think one of the neat things you can do with it, with the tone off, is run the sustain down and use it as a boost. So I'm going to go to a slightly dirtier channel on the BMAN here. Sounds like this. Tone control back in. You've never heard a fuzz like that before. I love the OpAmp Big Muff. I highly recommend checking it out. I use it. I generally leave the tone control on just because I like having that option to, tailor how it's hitting whatever amp I'm pushing it into, which is usually something like the BMAN or the Dirty Shirley. But having the tone off just gives you a whole other side of this pedal that otherwise is completely inaccessible with it on. Classic scooped Big Muff. Unruly full range, just nonsense, and I love it. So thanks for checking this out. I know this has been a shorter video, but it's another very simple pedal with not a ton going on, but at the very least, I hope it gives you an idea of what it sounds like, what it can do, and maybe if it's something that you'd want in your rig. So yeah, that's been the EHX OpAmp Big Muff. I've been Bobby. You guys have been wonderful. I appreciate you sticking around watching these videos. And, like and subscribe, leave a comment and all that. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. It's muffy. It's like big and muffy. It's muffy and big.